Lucas works in a public library. Many of the library's resources have been digitized and organized into a digital collection. Others have not been digitized, but information about them can be found in the library's online catalog. Lucas would like to share the library's assets not only with his community, but also with the wider public so that users can easily find them and consult them along with globally popular sources such as Google or Wikipedia. That's why Lucas has become interested in the practices of linked open data. In this session, we will briefly explain the practices of sharing data online as linked open data. We will introduce Wikidata, a collaborative knowledge base underlying Wikipedia, and explain how GLAMs can both benefit from it and contribute to it. Linked open data is structured data that has been openly published on the web and interlinked with other data. But what does it mean for GLAMs? Let's look at a typical catalog record or metadata record in a GLAM institution. It looks more or less similar to this. It contains different pieces of data about an item, such as title, subject, or physical characteristics, or related people, places, and periods, all packed together into a single record and identified by the record ID. Now imagine the record is broken down into single pieces of data, and some of them are assigned their own digital identifiers. In a record, we usually use field names such as subject or creator or place of origin to identify relationships between the item and data that refers to it. Now imagine each of these relationships is also associated a digital identifier. Now, instead of a typical record, we have a set of interrelated statements like this, or in the language of identifiers like this. That's pretty much what happens when we convert GLAM records to RDF formats such as JSON-LD and triples or RDF XML. But how to obtain these globally recognizable digital identifiers? There are many national and international institutions and agencies, as well as indexing services and thesauri, that assign uniform resource identifiers or URIs to cultural or scientific works, as well as to places, concepts, and other things related to these works. Here are some of them. And some agencies and services assign identifiers specifically to people, for example, researchers or artists. In addition, many institutions, such as large national libraries, have their own databases of control terms and names called authority databases and assign URIs to these terms and names. And URIs for relationships are provided by standard metadata schemas used in GLAM institutions, such as Dublin Core or RDA. Now, if elements from these schemas are matched, metadata with the same or similar meaning can be linked across the web. So if Lucas searches for, let's say, literature about art history, he doesn't get the results only from a single database, but from all over the web. This really increases information discoverability and can advance the visibility of locally curated heritage collections. Lucas is enthusiastic about these possibilities, but he's also aware that smaller institutions do not always have the capacity to create and manage controlled vocabularies and schemas, or to build or maintain linked data tools and infrastructure. Then he finds out about Wikidata. Lucas is already familiar with Wikimedia projects such as Wikipedia, Wikimedia Commons, Wikiquote, Wiktionary, or Wikisource. Wikidata has been designed as a central data repository with the scope of hosting structured data used across all the Wikimedia platforms and to ensure its up-to-dateness and consistency. For example, this is the Wikidata page for Marie Curie. It is a centralized place for collecting and editing all kinds of data about her, her field of work, dates of birth and death, countries of citizenship, forms from her name in various languages, schools she attended, or people related to her. In addition, it's possible to add citation and attribution for each piece of data. This data is then shared across the Wikimedia projects. It helps with the maintenance of information boxes as well with automatic translations to other languages. As you can read in the Wikidata introduction at the link below, Wikidata is a freely available, collaborative, and multilingual secondary database. Free means it is published under an open license that permits copying, modifying, distributing, and reusing. Collaborative means that just like all Wikimedia projects, it is edited by volunteers from all over the world. Multilingual means it can be edited in any language and data is automatically translated. And finally, secondary means it records not just data, but also sources of data and connections to other databases. All this means that people and organizations from the GLAMs sector can edit Wikidata or add their data to the Wikidata knowledge base. And this is exactly what is happening. Lucas goes back to the Wikipedia page for Marie Curie. At the bottom of the page, he finds the label Authority Control. By clicking on it, he discovers links to Marie Curie's works or resources about Marie Curie in different GLAM collections and projects. The benefits of collaboration between Wikidata and GLAMs have been going both ways. Wikidata increases the global visibility of GLAM institutions and their collections, and GLAM data adds local knowledge to Wikimedia knowledge base while also contributing to the reliability and trustworthiness of Wikimedia sources. That's why working together has been supported by both sides. Use these links to find out more. So, what are the opportunities for smaller institutions such as Lucas's library? First, GLAM professionals can become Wikidata editors and add information to Wikidata, especially information related to local history and culture, which may be underrepresented on the global web. They can give institutional holdings a greater exposure by adding them as sources. They can use Wikidata as a platform for publishing their own datasets or aligning their local metadata schemas with global schemas, which will make their collections more discoverable on the wider web. If they don't have the infrastructure for storing and maintaining their data in linked open data formats, they can use and customize Wikibase, the open source software underlying Wikidata. They can also enrich their own data with external datasets that are available through Wikidata. But where to begin? Just as with other Wikimedia projects, there are many different starting points for GLAM institutions that want to become more engaged with Wikidata. Lucas can start by following Wikidata Tours. It is a series of online tutorials about how to edit different aspects of Wikidata. Or he can explore and edit sandbox items. He can study other people's experiences. Here's a couple of articles he can start with. He can talk to the colleagues who worked with him on the community science project, and they can agree to publish some of the project data in Wikidata. Or he can talk to the library manager and suggest a new pilot project involving Wikidata or Wikibase. He can also suggest reaching out to the Wikimedia community and hosting workshops on Wikidata in the library. Lucas now knows that linked open data is structured data published openly on the web and linked to other datasets to advance discoverability. He knows how records in GLAM information systems can be converted into linked open data and how Wikidata, an open and collaborative knowledge base hosted by Wikimedia Foundation, can bring advantages to GLAM institutions that don't possess their own linked data infrastructure. He has a good starting point for joining the Wikidata community and further improving the visibility of the library collections, while at the same time contributing to the global web of knowledge. Thank you for watching the video.